got the ultimate pre-workout concoction. Got a scoop of Endo Pump, scoop of Flight, and a scoop of creatine. And we're gonna go through a full body workout and a run. Got some new trainers too, so you guys are gonna see that. I'm excited. I'm currently wearing Metcons to work out in, and I've had them for over 2 years, and they look like it. Like if you look at my toe box, there's a freaking hole in it where my big toe is, and then the shoes are starting to splay out on the sides here. That told me it was time. And I came across TierSport. They looked like a well-rounded company. It looks like they make a lot of stuff for CrossFit athletes as well as triathlons and whatnot. And they had a couple trainers that I wanted to try. I picked these shoes based off of my training styles. A lot of you guys know that I like to train hybrid, so a very high mix of weight training and running. Packaging gets a 10 out of 10. This one is going to be their barefoot trainer. Now, what put me on Tier's shoes was the wide toe box, because I got wide feet, and the biggest thing I'm noticing with wearing my Metcons all the time is that my pinky toes are starting to develop bunions, and like they're forcing my toes to connect all the time, and I'm losing my ability to be able to splay my feet. And that's something that I've always been able to do. So with all the high mileage I've been doing, for the first time ever, I'm dealing with foot pain. And I really think it's just because of having such a narrow shoe. This barefoot trainer, 0 millimeter drop from heel to toe. So it's a true flat foot. There's no elevation in the heel whatsoever. And this will just allow me to strengthen my feet without being truly barefoot. In the other box, I got something a bit more durable. This looks like Tier's response to a Metcon. Their CX2 trainer. It's a version 2 from their initial trainer, but now you can already see how much more beefed up this shoe is in terms of durability. And that's because this is an overall trainer or CrossFit shoe, if you will. So this one does have a slight elevation in the heel from heel to toe. I think it's a 7 millimeter. So nothing too crazy. This is just supposed to be a well-rounded shoe to do everything in, from weightlifting to running to sleds to rope climbs. You can see that even up here, you got some extra bracing. Really nice. You notice I went with the all white shoe. I just love having all white shoes. And I'm not the type to keep them clean either. I think that these shoes start to look better as they get dirtier. So these ones we'll see. Maybe I'll try keeping them clean. For today's weight training, we got a full body emphasis. Right now I'm in between training for a half marathon and a Spartan. So I'm trying to time it so that my aerobic is peaking, and then it can kind of segue into training for more anaerobic, because the Spartan's only 3 miles, the half is a half. So 2 kind of different strategies that we got to train for. So simultaneously doing that, we obviously want our strength to be up to par. When we transition into Spartan training, we're not fucking struggling to hold on to monkey bars and all that. So today's workout, combination of strength and endurance. We start with a buy-in and end with a cash out method. So today's buy-in, just gonna prime the body for the movement, working on activating said muscles, 4 main movements. So we're gonna go 3 rounds through. First movement is gonna be banded lat pull down. So grabbing our band, hinging at the hips, and then using our lats to push the band into position. Now we're blasting everything for high rep, so 20 repetitions here. As soon as we get our 20 reps without any rest, we're gonna come over to our incline bench, and we're going JM press for the triceps. So JM press is like if a skull crusher and a close grip bench press had a baby. So getting set up here, I wanna make sure that my elbows don't break through my torso, and I'm getting the head closest to me on the dumbbells to touch my shoulders. So again, we're waking up the triceps. We're getting a little bit of chest and shoulder in there, but mostly triceps. Core, glutes, lower back. We're utilizing the bench at an incline for efficiency, but it's also because we're gonna use this for reverse hyper, okay? So grabbing onto the edge of the bench, holding on with support, core is tight, hollowing it out. I wanna make sure that the crease of the hips are at the very edge of the bench, because from here, I'm gonna kick the ceiling coming up and through. Okay, so this is a makeshift reverse hyper. We're working stability through the lower back, but more importantly, I'm waking up the glutes and the core. So same thing here. We'll blast 20 repetitions, keeping the legs bent. We'll get more of the glutes. As soon as I lock out my legs and keep them long, I'm getting a little bit more hamstring in there. So you could kind of play around with the different variations. But biggest thing here is to make sure to not compromise the lower back. So as I'm coming up, I don't want to throw my back out. I want to make sure my core is still hollowed out. And again, the glutes are the ones extending the hips. We're gonna run through those 3 exercises, 20 reps each, and 3 rounds through, and then we'll get into the main lifts. Okay, warm-ups out the way. We're on the meat and potatoes of the workout now. We got our strength portion. So today, 2 lifts we're focusing on for strength: barbell bench press, squats. I say that because yes, technically the whole workout is strength / endurance, but these ones is really where we wanna bring our intensity when it comes to the weights. So to work all rep ranges, strength and endurance, we're gonna be doing reverse pyramid training. So we're gonna start with low reps and work our way into high reps. Low reps, heavier weight. As the reps go up, your goal is to maintain weight. If not, lower the weight. That way we can keep the intensity up. At the end of the day, your muscles don't know how much they're pushing, they just know how much they're struggling. Our rep scheme today, we're gonna go 4, 6, 8, 12. Build your way up into a heavy set of 4, and then after that, you can start adjusting your weights accordingly. So, we got the strength portion out the way. Now to get into our accessory work. I say accessories in quotes because this is gonna be like a mixture of bodybuilding and conditioning. So you could think of it as athletics meets aesthetics. We're gonna be doing it EMOM style. So every minute on the minute, we're gonna be running through 5 exercises. So first one, we're gonna be going through hang cleans, just full body power, popping the bar up, getting it to the shoulders. Every minute on the minute, we're gonna go for 7 reps. After that, we're gonna go bench press, dumbbell bench press, 4 by 8. Again, every minute on the minute. After that, we're gonna shift into pull-ups. To finish it out, we got 2 sets of 12 lateral lunges. That's gonna be 6 reps per side. And then our 1 set of 50, it's gonna be push-ups. We got 50 push-ups to finish out the workout. And then there's a caveat here because every time we hit form failure, trying to get to that 50, we're gonna bang out 10 dumbbell lateral raises for the side delts. Not even aesthetics related, but if you want a strong core, you gotta train the core just like you would your biceps or your triceps. So reverse crunches, we're just kind of getting that bottoms up movement, peeling ourselves off the bench, hitting more of the lower abs. No. We're gonna superset the incline crunch with some banded crunches so that we're getting top down. And that's pretty much it for today's core routine. Now, how many reps you do that for? It all depends on how much you can control because you don't want to bastardize them. So if you got 10 reps, you got 10 reps. If you got 20 reps, you got 20 reps. But go for form because once you start breaking it down, it's very easy to let the hip flexors take over. Grabbing onto our band. You could do this kneeling or standing, but biggest thing is keeping the hips stationary. I don't want to drive my butt back. So take the hips out, keep your butt underneath you, and then peel yourself down. You want to pretend that your butt is against the wall and you can't drive it back. I love these ones because you could also come across, opposite elbow, opposite knee, and get some diagonal rotation in there. I call those the clubber langs, but the higher up on the band you grip, the harder these will be. And then again, if you're gonna perform it kneeling, same exact concept, but we wanna keep our hips right underneath us. So peel yourself off the wall, coming back up, flex. These ones you can usually go higher rep just because they're not insanely difficult. But again, cap your reps at wherever your form starts to shit out. The biggest thing is focus on quality contraction. So we come up, I'm really contracting, vacuum sealing my core, and then getting full stretch on the way up. Okay, that's our wrap on the strength training segment. We're gonna have some lunch, and then in the afternoon, we're gonna get a run in. And it's a 5-miler today, or about 45-minute run. So nothing too crazy, but with the new split that I'm on, running takes precedence, so it's gonna be the priority of the lift. So running's gonna be priority. So weight training, again, lower until we start training for the Spartan. So yeah, that's pretty much a look at our full body workout, or at least one of them. So I'll see you guys back during the run. So it's now 4:45 in the afternoon, and we're about to get this afternoon run in. We got some hill sprints. In total, it's gonna be about 5 miles, give or take. That's because along the route, we're gonna do about a 2-mile warm up. And then there's a hill along the way home that I really like. It's a dirt hill with a very nice incline. And I'm gonna go anywhere from 5 to 10 hill sprints on there. I'm really seeing how I feel. And as soon as I see diminishing returns in the sprint, I'm gonna go ahead and call it and then run it back, which will be about another 1.5 miles. So again, collectively, today's run is gonna be around 5-ish miles. So that's the focus today. Again, we're we're gradually shifting from aerobic into anaerobic capacity. So these hill sprints are gonna help build that and also build my pain tolerance for hills. I'm not gonna bring my phone on this run because I wanna focus on the run itself. I don't wanna have to have it in my arms while I'm sprinting. So I'll see you guys afterwards for the post-run debrief. And as promised, we are back post 5 mile run. It actually came out to 5.42, but I wanted to share the stats with you guys, so let's get into it. So that is what our run came out to, 5.42, average 9:18 pace, total time of 50 minutes 27 seconds. That's not really important. Here is what's important. You can see exactly where my sprints lined up. Where you're seeing those spikes in the splits is where the hill was, so just on the back end of my run there, and that's where I did my repeats. I ended up doing 8, and the reason why I gave myself a range of 5 to 10 sprints is because you don't want to gauge it on a number, because mentally you're going to start telling yourself you're tired at that number. So I gave myself a range, and then depending on when I started seeing diminishing returns, that's when I decided to call it. Because when it comes to sprints or running repetitions, you want to call it as soon as you start seeing your form or your technique worsen. Otherwise, you're just gonna ingrain bad habits. Don't get me wrong, I think there's a time to push through that and build mental toughness, but for this case, it was more so about maintaining form in high effort, maximal effort. So going to the next one, you can see my heart rate zones on the back end of the run. I was redlining up to zone 5, and here's the actual time spent in each zone. A majority of my run on the way out was spent in zone 2/3 when I started picking it up, and then zones 4 and 5 were pretty much the hill sprints / the run back, because I finished the run stronger. And by stronger, I mean whatever was left in the tank I was maintaining to hold on to, and that's that grid I was talking about. There it is. The Garmin's pretty cool. It'll tell you the training effect based off of the feedback that your watch receives, and that's exactly what I was going for. Look at that, literally half and half aerobic, half anaerobic. You can see down there at the recovery, 47 hours. A hard run, the harder you run, the more recovery you're going to need in between. My next run's not gonna be till Wednesday. And that's gonna do it for this training vlog, guys. Hopefully you found it insightful and helpful, and you can apply what really resonated with you to your own training. I train hybrid, not just for the performance, not just for the aesthetics, but because it's an enjoyable way of training, and it always gives you something to work on. So I'm really stoked for the half marathon coming up, the Spartan coming up, and then possibly another race at the end of the year. So we're just gonna keep on keeping on. I'll keep the training vlogs coming for you guys. If there's anything you wanna see within the vlog, please let me know. I always wanna make these with things that are helpful / entertaining to you guys as well. Comment down below, and I'll be sure to include it in the next training vlog. But until next time, guys, get after it. Remember, life's a sport, train for it. I'll see you in the next one.